Come on in. We have a great old black and white mystery movie here on Hastings Mystery Theater. Our feature film will begin following our movie introduction. Leave us your comments in the comment section and hit the like and subscribe buttons. This helps our channel grow. And then stay with us until the end. You'll be glad you did.
Honey, you're a judge. Tell me something. What do you know about alienation of affections?
Well, all I know is you're alienating my affections by not letting me read this murder mystery. Okay, dear. What is it?
Well, honey, this woman...
The what woman?
A woman. What difference does it make what woman?
A friend of yours?
Yes.
Just as I thought. If your friend has a problem, tell her to go see a reputable lawyer. There, give me that book. Now, come on, Joan, hand it up. That's not... They're all right. Right.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you who committed the murder.
Oh, no.
Unless you're willing to discuss my friend's problem.
Absolutely not.
Okay, the killer...
No, don't.
Will you discuss?
But it's blackmail.
Well, honey, you see, this woman, this girl... This innocent girl. And that's exactly what I'll tell my poor innocent friend to do.
Okay, dear. Now let me get back to my book.
You know, honey, even though I threatened it, I never would have had the heart to tell you that it was the brother-in-law who committed the murder.
Nobody likes a spoiler, so we won't give it away if you don't. So, let's all enjoy another old movie, and if it's a whodunit, then let's try and solve the mystery together. Leave us your comments in the comment section, and hit the like and subscribe buttons. This helps our channel grow, and then stay with us until the end. You'll be glad you did.
Coming soon to Hastings Mystery Theater. It's a 1933 mystery thriller movie, Murder on the Campus. A popular young student is accused of a series of murders that have occurred on the college campus. Her boyfriend, a reporter for the local newspaper, sets out to prove her innocence and catch the real killer. It stars Charles Starrett and Shirley Gray. Don't miss Murder on the Campus.
Good evening. Welcome to Hastings Mystery Theater. I'm your host and mystery master, Randall Schaefer. Tonight, the corridors of mystery take us in 1933 for a Columbia picture entitled The Circus Queen Murder. New York City Police Inspector Thatcher Colt and his secretary, Miss Kelly, take their first vacation in 6 years. They travel to a small town in upstate New York, which is also being visited by a traveling circus. The circus press agent, Jim Dugan, recognizes his old friend Thatcher Colt and gives him and Miss Kelly free passes to the circus and convinces Colt to meet with circus owner John Rainey. Rainey shows Colt a note received by each of his 3 trapeze performers, 2 men and a woman, warning them not to perform on Friday the 13th or they will each be killed. Those 3 famous trapeze artists are the only reason the circus is still in business. Rainey believes someone is trying to destroy his circus. One of the trapeze performers disappears from his blood-covered trailer, but no body is found, just a note saying he was the first to die. Thatcher Colt and Miss Kelly decide their vacation can wait. They would solve the murder. Our stars tonight are Adolphe Menjou, Donald Cook, and Greta Nissen, as well as a number of good actors. I will be focusing on Adolphe Menjou this time. Adolphe Menjou was born in Pittsburgh in 1890. He graduated from Cornell University with a degree in engineering, but could not resist his attraction to the vaudeville stage. He made his first silent movie in 1915, but World War I interrupted his show business career. He served in the Army Ambulance Service for the duration of the war. After the war, he was determined to succeed as a movie actor. Adolphe Menjou was suave and debonair his entire life and always dressed impeccably both on and off screen. He was voted best dressed man in America 9 times. By the 1950s, Menjou was in his 60s. Film roles were hard to come by, and Menjou's extreme political views did not endear him to Hollywood producers. He was a staunch Republican who actually believed Democrats were secretly communists determined to overthrow the government. He supported Franklin Roosevelt's various social programs to overcome the Great Depression, but once he himself was rich, he opposed all government safety nets. Logic and consistency were not Adolphe Menjou's strong points. He worked mostly in television during the 50s, but had one last movie role in 1960. He played the town curmudgeon in Walt Disney's Pollyanna. Adolphe Menjou died in 1963 at age 73. The Circus Queen Murder is the sequel to the 1932 film The Nightclub Lady. Both films are pre-code mystery or whodunit films, and both starred Adolphe Menjou. As an interesting side note, Greta Nissen, who plays Josie Latour, was the female lead in the never-released silent version of Howard Hughes' Hell's Angels. Since her German accent would have been unbelievable as the voice of an English woman, she was replaced by Jean Harlow in the sound version. Let's return to 1933 and enjoy The Circus Queen Murder.
Thatcher Colt, Police Commissioner's Office.
Police Commissioner's Office. I'm sorry, Mr. Colt is out. No, he's out of town. He left this morning. I don't know when he'll be back. Sorry.
Is it true he's going to Europe to study continental police methods?
Yes, Scotland Yard is Sir Anne like that.
Nix. I've got a tip he's had a nervous breakdown, leaving under the orders of his doctor.
Miss Kelly, what's all the shooting about? What made the commissioner blow out so sudden?
You can't third-degree me. The commissioner doesn't approve of such methods.
The truth of the matter is
The truth of the matter is he's left town to get away from leechers like you for a while. When a man's been on the job for 6 years without a day off, he rates a couple of weeks of private life.
Oh, listen, Kelly,
but you must have newspaper. You must have news in the paper. Come on, Kelly, please.
No. I'm deaf, dumb, and busy.
I know you are, Kelly, but
The department's in charge of Rogan. Go and see Rogan. He likes police reporters. He used to be one himself.
Just why you
My
won't leave
pal
any
Rogan.
information.
Oh, listen, after all. Come on, Kelly. You might as well give us a break. The new pair of shows you got the hand of Think of my broken down mother.
Go on, take it.
Hey, you ought to give us
All right. Well, I got rid of them.
Thanks, Kelly.
I still don't see why you want to make such a secret of a vacation.
Well, that's it. It's because I want it to be a vacation. You see, Kelly, it's really more than a vacation. It's a chance for me to recharge my batteries. I'm sick of misdemeanors, disorderly conduct, felony, arson, fraud, larceny, embezzlement, blackmail, and manslaughter, and murder in the first, second, and third degrees. I want to go someplace where I can get away from all of them.
There is no such place. Unless you believe in heaven.
I do. My idea of heaven is a place where nobody can get you on the phone, where nobody can reach you, where nobody knows you. As soon as I leave town, I'm going to stop being Thatcher Colt. For a couple of weeks, I'm going to be a guy named Smith.
When are you leaving?
Right now.
Where to?
Search me.
You mean you don't want me to know?
I don't know myself. I haven't even given it a thought. Let's find out. Kelly, let's have the state of New York.
Gilead.
Lovely. That's a good omen. Surely there's balm in Gilead.
Surely. And I hope you have a nice, quiet, restful vacation. Are you going by motor or train?
Train. I love trains.
I'll arrange for a ticket at once.
2 tickets. You're coming too.
But I thought you wanted...
I can't get along without you, Kelly. Not even in Gilead. Very good. You see how easy lip reading is? All you need is practice.
I'm going to practice all the time from now on. I intend to become an expert.
You will. You're a born expert at anything that interests you.
Thank you.
Right now, you know more about the New York Police Department than I do. When I get ready to retire, I'll recommend you for my place.
Oh.
Well, why not? We have women congressmen and senators. Why not women police commissioners?
Women don't make good cops. Too sentimental.
But you're an exception. That's what I like about you, Kelly. You're not sentimental. I wonder what kind of accommodations they have in Gilead.
There are only a couple of hotels. The best is the Grand.
How do you know?
I looked it up. I've made reservations.
Oh, how long before we get to Gilead?
We'll be there in about an hour.
Thank you.
I've also arranged to have the New York paper sent to you. The Times, Journal, and Sun.
Now, what did you want to do that for?
Thought you'd want to keep in touch with things. See how Rogan gets on while you're away.
Now, that's just what I didn't want. I told you I wanted to leave all that behind. I refuse to read any New York newspapers. I refuse to read any newspapers. I refuse to have anything to do with any part of it.
Oh, look. A circus.
Come in. I wish I was on that train. I wish I was anywhere but this stick-in-the-mud carnival that calls itself a circus.
Well, you're liable to get your wish, sister.
What do you mean?
I mean, this show closes in Gilead. Unless we can get Lovell to kick in with some more dough.
Dough?
Yeah, dough, coins, sugar, money, the thing we pay salaries with.
What makes you think he won't?
You're asking me.
Now get this, Rainey. If your angel wants that kind of dividends out of his investment, there are plenty of other women in this ship.
Not as far as Lovell is concerned.
If you want to keep him healthy, you better remind him I've got a husband around.
Why don't you remind Sebastian that you've got a husband around?
Who?
Sebastian. Everybody knows what's going on between you and him.
That's my affair.
That's just it. It is your affair. And it's my affair to keep this show open. Now listen, honey. If you would only be nice to Lovell...
Get out of here! Get out of here, I tell you, and stay out!
Wait a minute.
You understand?
All right, come on.
You hear what I tell you? Never mind, get out, you hear?
How many?
Enough? Here's another one for good measure.
4 aces. I quit.
Crumps is a bad loser.
I don't blame him. That's a great racket, Lovell. You put up the dough for our salary each week and take it away from us at poker.
Well, that's one way of running a circus.
Circus. I've been with everything from a flea show to the Olympic Games, but I've never seen an outfit like this before. This ain't a circus. It's an ark.
And we hit Gilead on Friday the 13th.
Well, I ain't superstitious, but this wagon show can start looking for a new press agent. Your Mr. Dugan is through. And no more poker with you, Lovell.
Can I help it if I'm lucky at cards?
And unlucky at love.
It's just the other way around with you, Sebastian. You're lucky at love, aren't you?
Well, you've heard the old saying, what's meat for one man is poison for another. You've seen Crumps handle his cats, haven't you? Makes them sit up on their hind legs, roll over, do all sorts of tricks. Looks easy, doesn't it? Well, it is for Crumps. If you tried it, they might have to carry you out. Yes, sir? They might have to carry you out.
Sebastian.
Well, what is it, Flandern?
She told me.
Told you what?
That she's going to get a divorce.
Oh.
You knew about it?
I told her to do it.
Sebastian, everything was all right between my wife and me till you came along. If you went away, we could patch things up. She don't mean as much to you as she does to me. I've known her ever since she was a kid. I couldn't live without her.
You'll have to.
No, I'll fight the divorce.
If you do, we'll find some other way. The trouble with you, Flandern, is you don't know air when you get it.
That's the third bag of peanuts you've had in an hour.
So what?
So dyspepsia?
You remind me of something I'm trying to forget. No, I'm sorry I brought you along.
You know peanuts always give you indigestion.
Not in Gilead. There's balm in Gilead, Kelly. Oodles of it. Just think of it. Only a few hours from New York, and yet we might be at the end of the world.
May I have a peanut?
You know, this is what I've been dreaming about for years. A hideaway where there's nothing to do but kill time. There isn't a chance in the world of running into anybody, and where everything is just...
Commissioner! Well, I'll be anything you say. And you, Kelly. Hello, Jim. I could hardly believe my eyes. It's you. The greatest police commissioner of the greatest city of the greatest country in the world. Not a mirage, not an illusion. The great Thatcher Colt in person.
Ixnay, I say, tune down your loudspeaker.
Oh, sure, Commissioner, sure. I got you. You're on a job, eh?
No, off the job. I'm on a vacation. You're talking to a guy named Smith. The only person named Colt I ever heard of is the man who invented the .45.
I see. Incognito. Well, that won't stop you from crashing the gate to see the circus, does it?
No. Let me buy the ticket this time. I want to see how it feels.
Ah, Nix, what have I got passes for?
Nice troop, Dugan.
Greatest show on earth. See? That's the great Sebastian.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Oh, wait till you see his act. He'll give you a thrill. See that cookie on a horse? That's Josie Latour. Her name would be up in lights if we had lights. See that guy along the side of her? That's Flandrin, her husband, king of the air.
Part of the ballyhoo, eh?
Well, thanks for the compliment, but I ain't that good. That was on the level.
Oh, sure.
But I gotta be going. Come on along and meet some of the boys.
And Mr. Parade? Well, I should say not. We'll see you after lunch.
Okay.
Lunch? After all those peanuts?
And don't get no jam. Gonna make my home down in Birmingham. I know a place down in Tennessee.
That man's got plenty of nerve, Dugan.
Nerve, my eye. He's got a bulletproof jacket.
Nice layout you've got here.
Well, it looks all right.
Don't tell me you've got sheriff's trouble.
Let me tell you something. This is the first time since I've been with the show that we'd welcome a sheriff. There's trouble popping all over the place. Lucky break for us that you're in town.
Come on, Kelly.
Mr. Colt, now, what I want to tell you, if you'll only just listen for a moment.
Mind if I look at that? Thank you.
Rainey wants to see you. He's got to see you.
Now, listen, Dugan. I came here to get away from work.
Well, you want to see the circus, don't you?
Yes.
Well, there won't be a circus if you turn me down. Now, we don't expect you to do anything. We only want your advice. It'll only take 5 minutes of your time. Just 5 minutes. Now, please.
There is no bomb in Gilead.
I gave Rainey my word I'd get you over it.
What's the trouble?
Come with me.
Well, we seem to have interrupted a conference. What are these people supposed to be?
Cannibals.
From Harlem, eh?
No, on the level. Mr. Colt, they're the real McCoy. Real cannibals. I don't know what's come over them. They've been acting screwy all morning.
Well, perhaps they're off their regular diet.
There's nothing to wisecrack about. You can believe it or not, there were 14 cannibals in that troop last week. There's only 13 now. 13. Well, come on.
What became of the other one?
Disappeared. They're cannibals. Figure it out for yourself.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Mr. Colt, I realize that you have no authority outside of the city of New York and that you're on your vacation. And I wouldn't think of imposing on you, only we're up against a ghastly situation here.
I thought that business was very good.
What's the use of good business if you can't give a show?
Didn't I tell you?
What's to prevent you?
To begin with, you saw for yourself what happened to Latour on the parade this morning. If her husband hadn't been on the job, she might have been killed, or at least crippled.
Yes, but the accident was fortunately averted.
It wasn't an accident. That balloon didn't burst of its own accord.
No, we've got it all figured out that someone along the line of march must have thrown a dart or something to explode that balloon. There's no doubt about it. Somebody's out to wreck this circus.
What makes you think so?
Well, look at this. Every one of our principal performers received one of those.
I wouldn't pay any attention to that if I were you.
What do you make of it?
What do you think of it, Kelly?
You have a very good press agent, Mr. Rainey.
Miss Kelly used to be a press agent. She knows all the ropes. Now, let's see. In the parade this morning, a carefully staged mishap. Tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Warning notes. Dear me. Dugan, you sent those warning notes to the performers, didn't you?
Me?
Well, didn't you?
I swear I didn't.
Come now, Dugan.
And I have nothing to do with that accident to Latour.
I'll vouch for that. That was engineered by Flandern. He put the end of his cigarette against one of the balloons.
How do you know?
I saw him do it. And immediately before that, he leaned over and whispered something in her ear.
What did he say?
He said, "You double-crossing cheat, I'll kill the both of you."
You were 30 or 40 feet away at the time, and the band was playing. How could you hear?
Lip reading.
Why didn't you tell me that before?
You said you were here on a vacation.
There must be something to what Miss Kelly says. Right after the parade, Latour swore she wouldn't go on tomorrow. She was scared to death.
Oh, I believe you gentlemen are unduly alarmed. It might have been just a touch of temperament.
Oh, no, you don't get temperamental when you own part of a show.
Miss Latour, your partner?
50%. It's really a combination of two shows, hers and mine. The animals are hers and the cannibal troupe. And then, of course, there's herself and her husband.
And Lovell here.
I just took over part of Rainey's interest. And I'll sell it to you, Commissioner, for a dime. Latour's the star attraction. If she doesn't go on tomorrow, there'll be no circus.
And, Miss Latour's husband, Flandern, where is he?
Well, I dropped into his wagon a few minutes ago, and he was taking a nap.
Seems odd, with this threat of disaster all over the place, that he should be napping. Perhaps he's a philosopher. Excellent thing, philosophy. I suggest we go and wake him up.
All right, come on.
Double-crossing cheat. How long have they been married?
About 2 years, but they're not living together now.
Well, it looks as though Flandern had been rudely awakened. I warned you, Flandern. You are the first to go. This is written on the back of one of those warnings. Blood.
He's been killed.
Well, you can't establish a murder without a corpus delicti. What's that?
cannibals.
Ladies and gentlemen, I asked Mr. Rainey to get the principals of the circus together for a definite purpose. Now that you're here,
Except Miss Latour.
Dugan went to get her.
I want to assure you that there will be adequate police protection when the circus opens tomorrow, regardless of the fact that in a couple of hours it will be Friday the 13th. Well, Dugan, where's Miss Latour?
Throwing a fit. You never saw such hysterics. All on account of Choo-Choo.
Beg pardon?
Choo-Choo.
Excellent imitation of a train, Dugan. What's it got to do with Miss Latour's hysterics?
That's the name of her dog. Choo-Choo. Somebody killed it. Cut its throat. They found it down near the animal cages.
Well, a dog named Choo-Choo's got to take chances.
It was the mascot of the show. She was nuts about that dog.
Just a minute. Where are you going?
To get Miss Latour.
Don't bother. I'll go myself. Mr. Rainey.
Yes, sir.
Please see that nobody leaves the tent till I get back.
Right.
Come on, Dugan. Take me to Miss Latour.
Sure.
Mr. Rainey, how many cannibals in the troupe?
13.
You had 14 originally, didn't you?
Yeah.
What became of the other one?
The flu got him in Peoria. He died, and so did the circus. I'll never play that town again as long as I live. Do you know I got a good mind to close this show tonight?
You can't do that, Mr. Rainey.
No, why not?
Mr. Colt has never seen a circus on Friday the 13th, and he's made up his mind.
Yeah?
He's a very obstinate person.
Oh.
This is Miss Latour's wagon.
You wait outside, Dugan, and keep your eyes peeled.
What for?
I want this interview to be private.
Okay.
Pardon me for intruding upon a great sorrow. I'll only disturb you for a moment. I just heard about Choo-Choo. You received the news of the loss of your husband with admirable fortitude. Yet the death of your dog seems to be a great tragedy in your life.
I love that dog very much.
Apparently, more than you loved your husband.
What do you want?
I want to know whether you wish to confide in me. It will save me a great deal of effort, which I'm anxious to conserve since I'm on my vacation. And it may save you a great deal more than that, if you choose to tell me the truth.
About what?
About why your husband in the circus parade this morning said, "I'm going to kill the both of you."
Oh, my husband is crazy.
You mean he's unreasonably jealous?
No, I mean he is mad. As a matter of fact, I told him I intended to put him into an asylum as soon as I could. Maybe that's the reason he threatened to kill me.
Mm-hmm. He said the both of you. Who was the other one? Lovell?
Yes.
Why are you lying? How long have you known Sebastian? You're going to give a performance tomorrow?
Yes.
And you're no longer afraid?
No.
Because the only one you were afraid of isn't alive. Voodoo. Here, wait a minute.
Who is it?
It's me, Colt. Now, wait a minute. Wait till I get this thing off.
Get it off! Get it off!
Keep quiet now. Wait a minute. It's me, Colt. Now, what happened?
I don't know. I was standing in front here, guarding the wagon like you said. All of a sudden, someone threw that over my head. Come on, let's get out of here.
Now, don't be silly.
Let's get back to the rest of the folks.
Now, don't be silly. I got those people together for only one reason. So that we could make a tour of investigation without being interrupted.
We?
Yes, you and I. We're going to prowl around a bit. Come on. Who occupies this wagon?
Crump's the animal trainer.
Well, was he part of Latour's outfit before the two troops joined up?
Yes.
Let's have a look. Does Crumps get along all right with Latour?
He's practically her slave. He'd do anything in the world for her.
And Flandrin? Was Crumps friendly with him?
Well,
Quite so. I begin to see that Flandrin didn't have a friend on the lot.
He hated anybody that would as much as look at his wife.
And his wife was very much worth looking at.
You're telling me.
What's this?
Those are Flandrin's clothes. I'll stake my life on it. Do you think Crumps killed Flandrin?
I'm not so much interested in who killed Flandrin as I am in what became of the body. Let's go. Have you ever eaten lion's meat, Dugan? If you were hungry and starving, would you eat lion's meat?
No, sirree, Bob.
Well, it really doesn't matter. The point is that a hungry lion would eat a human being. There's no doubt about that.
What are you aiming at?
Corpus delicti. It's very annoying to work on a murder case without knowing what became of the body. If Crumps killed Flandrin and dismembered the body, he could have given his lions a very special treat tonight, and nobody would have ever known anything about it. Except the lions, and unfortunately, lions don't talk.
Yeah.
Let's go, Dugan.
Yes, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Come on, let's go.
Wait a minute. What place is this?
The cannibal hut.
I'm going to ask you a question, Dugan, and I want the truth. Do you understand? The truth.
What is it, Chief?
When the circus came to Gilead, how many cannibals were with that troop?
13.
Are you sure?
Positive. You don't think that Flandrin, that those cannibals...
It's a well-known fact that cannibals differ from the rest of us in their dietary customs.
Mr. Colt.
Yes?
I ain't feeling very well. Maybe it's the night air. I seem to have chills. Couldn't you prowl around by yourself? Would it be all right if I hit the hay?
Certainly, Dugan.
Thanks.
Pleasant dreams.
What'll I do with these?
Give them away. I don't want them. Cigarette, Kelly? You know, the modern circus dates back to the days of ancient Rome. In those days, the word circus was synonymous with blood, tragedy. Tonight, the tent is empty.
Tomorrow?
All these empty seats will be filled with people.
What are they going to get for their money?
I wish I knew.
Cannibals, folks who kill their enemy tribesmen with a poison dart shot through this little blowpipe. And no funerals are necessary. Folks, you all know what cannibals are.
I told you they were 13.
What difference does that make?
The difference between life and death, Rainey.
The town chemist just showed up with the report of the blood found on Flandern's cot. It isn't human blood at all.
No. It was the blood of a dog, wasn't it?
How did you know?
I counted the cannibals last night, and there were 14. One of them was Flandern, made up to look like the rest.
Why didn't you pinch him?
For what? For killing a dog? I knew he wouldn't do anything last night, and I was willing to let him think he was getting away with it, so that I could watch him today.
Now he's gone.
I wish he was, but he's not. He's around here somewhere. We've got to find him. Kelly, get a couple of roustabouts, and don't let any of these cannibals leave here until it comes time to go on for their turn.
Yes, sir.
Anybody here talk to cannibal lingo?
Not now.
What do you mean by that?
Flandern was the only one who could understand him. It was he who dug up the truth in the first place.
Dugan, get all the men you can spare and make a search of the lot. See if you can find the 14th cannibal. If you don't, there'll be no show this afternoon.
Who says so?
I do. You wanted me to take charge, and I'm taking charge.
All right, anything you say.
Where do the clowns dress?
Right over this way.
Let's go there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to impress upon you that the most difficult time we had in the Congo was capturing this chief.
Curly, those two blobs are made out of the midway. They're in the grandstand.
Frame one for me. I'd rather take a sock in the jaw than go up on those stilts this afternoon.
Why?
It's Friday the 13th, stupid.
Holy crap!
Friday the 13th. Yes, it's still Friday the 13th.
Hey, you, stay where you are. Stick around.
Oh, come on, little mate. Here comes the boss.
And that's all. I don't feel like it.
Well, here you are.
Tell them to remove their makeup.
Come on, boys, get your makeup off, all of you.
What for, boss?
Why, we're gone in half an hour.
You've got a lot of time. Come on, get it off. Snap into it.
But we just got it
Don't
on.
argue with me. Get it off. Come on. Come on, boys, get it. All right.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Anything else?
Not just now.
All right, boys, get it back on again.
Ich bin überzeugt, dass Colt schon etwas weiß. Ich würde dir raten, so bald wie möglich abzufahren.
Nur wenn du mitkommst.
Nein, du musst sofort allein gehen.
Denkst du, ich hatte Flandern ermordet?
Wer es sonst? Jemand wird es ausfindig machen, dass du mit ihm einen Streit gehabt hast und dass du ihm gedroht hast. Sie werden dich arrestieren. Sie werden dich zum Tode verurteilen.
Erlauben Sie mir, Sie dessen zu versichern. I heard you accuse Sebastian of the murder of your husband. Would it make you feel any better to know he had nothing to do with it?
How do you know?
A dog told me. Sebastian, Mr. Rennie tells me that you requested a switch in routine for the performance this afternoon.
Yes, I asked permission to go on before Latour.
May I ask why?
A whim?
No. You want to go on before she does in case anything happens. You'd rather have it happen to you than to her.
Or nothing will happen to either of us.
What is it, Dugan?
We've lost the angel. Lovell's gone.
Gone where?
I don't know. Rainey sent me to find him. Nobody's seen him all day. He's not on the lot. He's gone.
Where's Rainey?
In his quarters.
All right, Dugan.
Now, wait.
I have something to say to Mr. Rainey this afternoon, which you may want to hear. You be good enough to come with us?
That's him.
Thanks. Mr. Colt, telegram.
Are you sure? Nobody's supposed to know I'm here.
Thatcher Colt, Carrigrator Rainey shows, Gilead, New York.
Pardon me.
Any answer?
No.
Thanks.
I suppose you've heard about Lovell.
I just heard from him. He's now on his way to New York. He sent me a telegram. He left early this morning.
What did he run away for? Afraid of you?
No. He was afraid of Flandrin.
Well, I thought Flandrin
Was killed?
Yes.
Who killed Flandrin? Nobody.
He committed suicide?
Something like that. He did everything necessary to make it appear that he was killed. He wrote the note. He fired the bullet. He killed the dog to get the blood that he smeared on the cot. And he must have gotten a malicious pleasure out of killing the dog because his wife loved it.
He told me he was going to kill the dog.
He told Lovell more than that. Flandrin swore he would get Latour, Sebastian, and myself and wreck the circus besides. Stop. Maybe he was bluffing, but I decided not to wait around to find out. Excellent judgment, I should say.
Well, your angel walked out on you, Rainey.
Now I'm going to tell you just what Flandrin did after he carefully created the impression that he was murdered. First of all, he changed his clothes. Then he got into a cannibal outfit, blacking his face and painting it. His own clothes he left in Crump's quarters. That was to throw suspicion against Crumps. He made the figure that he threw into your wagon last night. Then he went to sleep with the cannibals. That's why there were 14 when we counted them.
And 13 this morning.
Exactly. And now you know why I made the clowns take off their makeups. It would be like Flandrin to wear a makeup of comedy on the eve of tragedy.
Tragedy?
There's a dangerous madman loose among us. Flandrin will make good his boast if you give him a chance. He'll kill you too and he'll wreck the circus. The only way to stop him is to go out there and tell the people there'll be no show this afternoon. You'd better do it, Rainey.
No, you better not. That's just what Flandrin is aiming at. That's his way of wrecking the circus. But I own part of this circus and I've got something to say about it. And I'm not going to let a guy like that bluff me out of giving a show.
Your own life you're risking?
He might kill a dog, but he wouldn't have the nerve to kill me.
How do you feel about it, Sebastian?
I do what she says.
I'm giving a show.
I warn you, Miss Latour. Maybe your last one.
Think so? Well, if I've got to die, it might as well be before a full house. Come on, Collis.
Here you are, folks. Step right this way and get your tickets for the big show. Get your tickets here for the big show.
Follow out Colt's orders?
Sure did. I got a man on every entrance and exit in the place. Flandrin couldn't get in and out of this lot with a shoehorn.
We want you to watch the clowns especially. Be sure there are no ringers.
Okay, I got everything under control.
Well, then what are you worried about?
It's still Friday the 13th.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness the greatest aggregation of circus performers ever presented to the public. At an enormous expense, we have searched the four corners of the globe to secure the most outstanding novelties, the most hair-raising and death-defying acts ever seen in one tent. The performers will now begin with a grand parade.
attractive, isn't she?
Exceedingly.
Enjoying the circus?
No.
Gentlemen, we now present the great Sebastian, trapeze artist extraordinary, who will amaze you with his death-defying performance in the air. The great Sebastian.
Are you all right?
Of course. It isn't too late for you to step out, even now.
Oh, don't be silly. Nothing will happen to me.
Well, I wish I was sure of that.
Oh, quit worrying. If Flandern is somewhere around, I hope he can see us now.
Miss Josie Latour! Miss Latour!
You'd almost think they were aiming those pipes at Latour.
Yes, if they were weapons instead of musical instruments.
It would be a simple matter to hit Latour with the poison dart.
You wait here, Kelly. I'm going over there and keep an eye on those cannibals. Get her into a dressing room quickly. Keep the show going.
I'll make an announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seats. Please keep your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly keep your seats. In spite of the accident, the impossible accident just occurred, the show will nevertheless continue. In this ring, you will be...
Send for a doctor. He'll tell you just what I'm telling you and what the autopsy will prove. Latour is dead from poison, inflicted by means of a dart shot through a blowpipe.
One of these?
Yes. They make devilish sounds, don't they? And if you remove the mouthpiece, they make devilish weapons.
One of them cannibals blew the dart that hit her, I'll swear to it.
And the doll with the needle through it meant something, too.
All the time she was up there on the trapeze, I was watching the cannibals. They had those pipes aimed right at her. One of them killed her.
I think Dugan is right, Mr. Colt.
If I had anything to say about it, I'd pinch all 13 of them.
Dugan.
Yeah.
Phone for the sheriff and coroner.
Sure.
You have more reason than ever, Sebastian, to watch your step now.
What for?
Flandrin said he'd get you, too.
Well, he better. If he doesn't, I'll get him. That's all I want to live for now.
Miss Kelly.
She didn't come in here.
Are you sure? And have you seen her?
Oh.
Stop where you are. Turn around. Now walk over here. I've nothing against you, Colt, but if you don't do exactly what I tell you to do, I'll kill you.
I never argue with a man who has a gun in his hand. What do you want, Flandrin?
Sebastian.
Mind if I smoke a cigarette?
Don't try any tricks. Somebody's coming. If you give me away, I'll shoot.
Well, locate the sheriff yet, Dugan?
Yes. He was tied up at the city hall. His office is getting in touch with him now. And the coroner, too.
Good.
I'd feel a whole lot better if I knew where Flandrin was. Waiting for somebody?
No, I just thought I'd step out for a breath of fresh air.
Anything I can do?
Yes. You might look around and see if you can find Miss Kelly. I'm looking for her.
Okay.
I wanted her here because I thought she might come in handy. I understand she's been with you a long time. Well, if you don't do exactly what I say, I'll kill her.
What do you want me to do?
Sebastian is in that prop tent over there with my wife. I saw him carry her in. She was in his arms like the time I caught them together. Rainey's in there and Crumps and a few others. Oh, I know just who. I want you to go back and get them all out of there. All except Sebastian.
You mean you want Sebastian in there alone with the body of your wife?
That's it. And you're going to fix it for me. You got the power to do it, and you're going to do it. I'll give you 5 minutes. And remember, I'm going to hold on to her.
I tried to prevent the murder of your wife, Flandrin, and I failed. And now you're asking me to help you kill Sebastian.
It's either him or her. You can take your choice.
I suppose you know what you're heading for, whether you kill Sebastian or not. You can't get away.
I don't want to get away. Do you suppose I could live without her? I'm keeping a bullet for myself. Well?
Very well, Flandrin.
All right, go ahead.
Did you find Miss Kelly?
Flandrin's got her. He's in the wagon outside the big tent and he's got a gun.
So have I.
Where are you going?
To get Flandrin.
You'll do nothing of the sort. Do you want to create a panic among those women and children?
We'd better get some men together and surround the wagon. Then he can't get away.
He doesn't want to get away. There's something he wants first, and he threatens to kill Miss Kelly unless he gets it.
What does he want?
Never mind that. That's my problem. But I don't mind telling you that Miss Kelly's life means more to me than anything else.
Come on. Go in front of me and don't make any noise. Now I'll go in there and show them how to die.
Mr. Colt!
Those bullets didn't come through, but they certainly knocked the breath out of me.
What do I do?
Keep your shirt on. Start your band going.
What for?
Start it.
Band, music.
There are hundreds of people here, men, women, and children. There's a madman loose.
I couldn't find Sebastian. He's gone.
Where?
I don't know.
There he is now.
You got a gun?
Yes.
Give it to me. What for?
I'll show you how to get him down.
Are you as crazy as he is? He's got a gun, too. If he sees you, he'll start shooting. Make an announcement to the crowd.
I can't do that.
Then I will. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the honor and privilege of presenting to you our star attraction, the Great Flandrin, the greatest circus act ever presented to the public. The man whose every performance is a rendezvous with death. This is positively his last public appearance. Are you ready, Flandrin?
Ready.
This, Kelly, concludes the performance.
What do you figure on doing now?
I'm going back to New York for a vacation.
Listen, Danny,
got you hot on my tail for that silk job. If I don't get the best mouthpiece in town, it's curtains for me.
I'll get hold of Perry Mason right away. If anybody can beat the rep for you, he can.
Sure, Perry Mason. He sprung me the last time I was in a jam.
Why don't you let Perry Mason handle the case for you? Is he good? Good. He's won both my divorces and 3 breach of promise suits. And he's tall, dark, and handsome. He's the man.
Hello, this is the Evening Times. Tell Perry Mason we'll give him $5,000 for his exclusive story of how he solved the Milpers Drive murder. Yeah, the one he called the case of the howling dog.
My secretary told me you wanted to see me about a dog.
Before we go into that, I want to know if a will is valid no matter how a man dies. Suppose he dies on the gallows or in the electric chair.
It makes no difference how a man dies. His will is not affected. Now let's hear about the dog.
A dog has been howling for 48 hours. Mostly at night, but sometimes during the day. And that continual howling is driving me crazy. You know, when a dog howls, it's an omen of death in the neighborhood.
Do you think I'll be arrested?
Certainly you'll be arrested. You let yourself into your husband's house with a pass key. You were there when he was murdered. Now, if you think you can pull a stunt like that and not get taken down to police headquarters, you're crazy.
How soon do you think they'll come for me?
Open up there. We're officers. I found the door open. I rang the bell, and no one answered. So I walked in. I found Foley dead.
You're sure you're not holding anything back, are you, Perry?
Are you insinuating that I might have shot Foley? I'm beginning to think so. In reference to Mr. Foley's police dog, Prince, is it not a fact that the dog left the house and howled dismally?
He did not.
Did you hear the dog howl?
I did not.
The defense at this time would like to make a motion for the adjournment of the court, officers, and witnesses to the scene of the crime at 4889 Milpers Drive for the further cross-examination of this witness.